The Continental Cups in South America and Europe ended almost simultaneously. Argentina finally won the trophy, and Italy proved that the home pitch and thousands of fans in the stands can't stand actual Roman warriors. But have you thought about which of these teams is stronger? Would Messi also succeed against Italy, or would Chiellini cheer up his teammates and bring another cup? Sounds interesting enough. The nostalgia of the Confederation Cup, which was held a year before the World Cup, immediately arises in our head. But the tournament is gone. It was thrown into the dustbin of history, and now you won't find out which team is the strongest in the world. Or is there still a possibility? What if in the South American counterpart of UEFA, CONMEBOL, someone suggested holding the Supercup between Italy and Argentina in order to find out whose national team is stronger in 2022? And while the functionaries are solving this matter, we, on the Vamos channel, are trying to predict on our own who will win in this heated showdown. Have you already given us a like during the anticipation of this fight? No? Then you better put it faster, subscribe to the channel, and write in the comments in advance who would you support. Now we're to say Vamos and begin. Let's get going! What do we know about Lionel Scaloni as a coach? He did not work anywhere on his own before Argentina. In the 2016-17 season, he helped Jorge Sampaoli in Sevilla. They reached the Champions League playoffs back then, where they immediately were knocked out by Leicester and took a stable fourth place in La Liga. Then Sampaoli brought his assistant to Argentina, and when he left the national team after the 2018 World Cup, Scaloni stayed. The management believed in him, and he justified the trust in full. Although the Argentina national team did not have much choice, the federation constantly complained about the lack of money, the leadership was mired in corruption and litigation, so they did not think of anything else but to keep Scaloni. At first, his coaching work raised many questions. But a bit later, the hybrid scheme of 4-4-2 when playing without the ball transformed into a 4-3-3 when Albiceleste received it and immediately rushed to the attack. And yes, Lionel did not invent something new. He taught his team to play simply but effectively. Further on, everything was almost decided by different personas. But we will get to them later. Meanwhile, Mancini is an ambiguous figure in Italy. After his fail at Inter and a voyage to Zenit, it looked like his career had been coming to an end. However, he unexpectedly led the Italian national team. Experts and journalists were outrageous, and one can only imagine what the coach felt. And this, as it seemed already a shut-down pilot, grabbed the last opportunity in his career. And in what way? Remember how Italy failed before the 2018 World Cup and didn't go to the tournament? And how did he react? He forced the team to play dominant football in a 4-3-3 scheme, to possess the ball. God, Arrigo Sacchi and Elenio Herrera would have destroyed Mancini for these tactics, but it worked out perfectly. Mancini gave freedom to Chiesa and Berardi, improved Immobile, led Jorginho cementing the midfield area, and fast Verratti and Barella took the ball on every possible occasion, being in charge of the attacks. And how can we not mention the breakout star of this European Championship, Leonardo Spinazzola? None of the flank defenders created better chances than him. In this coaching duel, we prefer Mancini better. As good as Scaloni was, Roberto put more innovations into the game of Italy, thus providing a great result. 1-0 in favor of Squadra Azzurra. Of course, both coaches had different conditions when choosing players. As for Scaloni, the choice was not so extensive. Have you heard of a guy like Montiel? Do you remember him spending the entire game against Brazil in the final on the right flank of the defense? How do you like Lo Celso, who made only 18 appearances for Tottenham in the last season of the Premier League? You see, Italy had a much richer choice in this regard. Everyone knows these players in a nutshell. They play in the best leagues in the world, always have the highest level of practice, and Mancini definitely had someone to choose from. If you want, release Rafael Toloi instead of Bonucci or Chiellini. If you want, start Florenzi, not Di Lorenzo. Need a forward to hold the ball? Sub off Immobile to have Belotti. And even if there is no alien in their team who almost single-handedly dragged the Albiceleste to the final, but they have Chiesa and Insigne. Yes, Messi would have given a strong advantage to Argentina, but football is a team game. Subsequently, in this component, one more point goes to Italy, 2-0. We think you have already understood by the roster of players who had the more problems along the way. Given that Argentina has fewer options for substitutions in the squad, of course, their bench will be much weaker in comparison with Italy. But let's not rush with the conclusions here. Argentina's defense is poor, and it's a fact. 33-year-old Otamendi wasn't able to take the level of Manchester City longer, which is why he left for Benfica. Although Romero is the main player in Atalanta, there is also a problem in the defensive line. But dang it, this doesn't bother them at all. How many goals have Argentina conceded in the Copa America? 3. So what is the problem? However, Italy clearly had noticeable drawbacks, both in the game against Spain and England. They zealously ran out into counterattacks and couldn't make up for the zones on the flanks. Alma was the first to figure this out, then Kane went down and destroyed the flanks of Mancini. After Spinazzola's injury, things went downhill and Emerson was clearly not in control of the situation. Plus, let's not forget that Bonucci and Chiellini are 70 years old with years combined. They are certainly doing great, but Morata wasn't stopped in the semifinals. Plus, there were problems in the attacking line, where only Chiesa was running, and after his substitution in the final, Italy forgot about the other's net. It seems like not a big deal, but it overlaps with each other and creates real difficulties for the team. Therefore, here we give preference to the Argentina national team. 2-1. Messi and company are going for a comeback? And now we come to the hottest point. Who will be Leo Messi's company in the comparison of team leaders? It would be possible from Italy to present Chiesa, a player of constant moving. It could have been Chiellini, the captain and motivator, but you know, the beauty of Italy is that they have the whole team of leaders, from Donnarumma to Immobile. And yes, someone stands out more, someone less, but they fight on the pitch like 300 Spartans in every single game. What about Argentina? Everything is very clear and understandable there. Leo Messi took the reins into his own hands at the recent Copa America campaign, motivated his teammates, worked hard from the first to the last whistle, creating chances and scoring goals. Therefore, he is a leader, a captain, a mother, and a father in the ranks of Albiceleste. He, and no one else, led Argentina to the trophy for the first time since 1993. He was the first to take a penalty with Colombia and played with a bleeding ankle for an hour. He spent the entire final with an injury. So what can we say about it in general? Of course, here we have the victory of Messi and Argentina, 2-2. If we talk specifically about the team spirit, then things are much more complicated here. Argentines would hardly have achieved such heights without Messi being around. It was he who was a key link in this Scaloni team. But Italy fought with the whole team for the victory. Even when nothing worked against defensive England, when they were shooting only from out of the box, they were able to find this moment from a corner and slot the ball with the whole team. This is exactly what the goal of a hard-working, tough team ready to tear everyone on its way should be. Remember how they sing their anthem before the start? From their emotions, you can not only charge your phones, but also power up the whole stadium. Therefore, there is the advantage of Squadra Azzurra, and the total score is 3-2 in favor of Italy, according to the Vamos channel. It seems to us that this will be a match of equal national teams, the outcome of which will be decided by little details. Who do you think would have won a team-to-team showdown between these squads? Would Messi's Argentina make it to the podium again? Be sure to let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to give a like if you enjoyed the video. Vamos channel was with you. Football is our great passion. Subscribe and stay with us. Bye bye.